Alright, welcome back App Racing Nation. This is the Legend with today's video. So this is Monday. I jumped on and it's giving me my last week's standings. You can see where I finished. That's how much grinding I did. 360,000. Figure out I lost about 40% of my races. So that's a lot of time spent on this game for the week. So now I moved up to Junior 1, which means now I can qualify for a Grand Prix. Some of you guys asked me why I didn't have my results from the Grand Prix, and that's why. I was a rookie, so I didn't qualify for anything. And of course, the goal is up there at top Legend. More than anything, I don't really care about the league. I only care about the percentage, the additional percentage that you get in assets. Kind of upset I didn't get any bucks in this. Useless, useless, useless. Useless. Did they just give me two of the same parts? Useless. Alright, so that wasn't worth the time right there. All it gave me was Latifi, Giovinazzi, drivers that I'm never going to use anymore. This is the thing about this game that's really, really frustrating, is as you move up in the stats, they give you more and more useless stuff. And eventually, once you fill out, like Latifi and Giovinazzi to level 10, I believe they go to. Yeah, once you fill them out to level 10, you're still going to get their assets, which is going to be infuriating because you're never going to see certain drivers come up. The whole time I played last season, I think I only saw one asset of Lewis Hamilton come up. Yeah, you go back and look at my videos, there's certain drivers I never use, there's certain parts I never use. And that's what I don't like about this game. I wish they would give you the points and let you assign it how you want. And then they could have the other parts come available. So if you're doing level 1 stuff, they should give you the points for each asset, and then you decide how you want to spend them. Same thing with the drivers. Because again, the way they do this, you already know there's certain drivers that are going to be useless. So level 4 Latifi, level 4 Giovinazzi, level 3 Ocon, Carlos Sainz, I'm never going to upgrade him. I can already tell you that just based on his stats. You can see how low all of his stats start. There's no way he's going to get competitive compared to, look how much higher all of his stats start. And that's sad because I really wanted to use Carlos Sainz this year. Daniel Ricciardo took a hit, which is fair because Renault's engines are garbage. Had a lot of breakdowns. Charles Leclerc again. I think Charles Leclerc was the second best driver of the season. My ratings would be Lewis Hamilton, Leclerc, Verstappen, Albon. To be honest, I never really cared for Vettel. I was not watching Formula One when he was winning, so I don't see what all the hubbub is about him. There's some coins. I should have got those in my platinum. I didn't. Still no bucks. Okay, so it looks like they're giving us more coins. Because when they first started the season, you're only getting like 800 coins out of these crates. But they're not giving away any bucks. No coins, no bucks. I'm not sure, but I think Hutch is having problems with this game. It was really popular last year. I know a lot of you drivers are, or a lot of you guys watching my videos are still playing the game. But if you look at how many views my videos are getting, last year I think I was getting like 3 to 4 times as many. So I'm guessing a lot of people have stopped playing this game. I know a lot of you guys are saying that you like this new setup. I don't really care for the new setup because it's too boring. Last year the game was exciting. Like, you would sit and go slow and you'd see everybody, like, you know, driving fast and gaining time on you and stuff, but then at the end when you would hit that speed boost and you would make all that time up, that was fun to watch. It was exciting to watch. Sitting here and just watching the laps go down, like, I don't really even watch my cars. I mean, when I do, I kind of just get transfixed watching them go around the circle. But there's no need to really watch the cars anymore on this game. Because they're not going to pass. So what's the point in watching if you know your drivers aren't going to pass? So to be honest, when I'm not making a video, I have on my other device, I'm watching YouTube videos, and you know, I just check in on the app as the race is going on, but I don't really even watch the races anymore. Man, I lost a bunch last night. Okay, so my last video I didn't do any winning. Hopefully today I get back on track. I don't know how George Russell qualified better than Grosjean, but sure, why not? We'll go with it. So I had somebody comment that grip doesn't matter, that it's all about passing. But Grosjean's passing is higher than Russell's, and Grosjean's falling behind. See, Russell's keeping the field compacted. Okay, it looks like Grosjean's finally catching up to his driving abilities. So Russell's going to pit on lap 5, and Grosjean's going to pit on lap 6. So you're going to see why you don't want to use soft tires. You can see he's worked his way up to 19th. And he is now going to have to pit. Which when he comes out will put him in 24th. So when you guys play this game, think the tortoise and the hare. I know you guys heard that story when you were a little kid, but the hare was so positive that he had the speed that he was going to win the race. But the tortoise was like, you know what, I'm just going to keep at it. If I just keep trugging, we'll figure out what happens at the end. And at the end, the rabbit wore himself out by running too fast at the beginning. Oh shoot, I forgot to send my guys. So you're going to put on some wets. We're going to see if that's going to work, because it's going to take a while for the track to turn. So his tires aren't going to hook up until 50%, and my tires aren't going to start to fade until 50%. They finally fixed it that slower cars don't hold up traffic. If your lead car's tires go bald, all the other cars will pass except for your trail car. Your second car will go up and get stuck behind your lead car. So just be aware of that. If I try to connect this to my Facebook page, it's going to go back to F1 Ford Racing, and I'm going to have to follow those stats. To be honest, I might do it anyway. I'm kind of a glutton for punishment. Once a game becomes easy, I lose interest. So how many of you guys are still dealing with this COVID-19 stuff and quarantine, not quarantine, but semi-lockdown, whatever the heck they're, social distancing. How many of you guys lost your jobs? That's what I would like to know. That's today's question. How many of the viewers out there are struggling with employment in these trying times? And if you are, were you able to receive any benefits, or are you still waiting? Because to be honest, I'm still waiting. I've been off work for 2 months. I haven't seen a dime come in. And it's amazing that I'm still alive, because to be honest, in January, when I first heard about this, I was completely day to day. Like, I wasn't saving money. I wasn't doing much. I really didn't kind of care. I was kind of in a funk. In 2019, I lost a bunch of friends. So I was kind of down in the dumps. But when I heard about the coronavirus thing coming up, I actually started focusing on saving. And I was able to put some money away, enough to get me through to this point right now, which, I don't know, I kind of think it's amazing. But anyway, I hope all you guys are doing well. If you didn't receive your benefits, I hope they come soon. And if you are one of the many that is no longer employed, I'm hoping for a quick recovery. Okay, so we got another race that's going to rain. So that car between us, he's going to have a harder time passing the NPC car than he would passing me. Okay, so my starting position was bad because how I did the last race, I forgot. Let's see what he does. I'm going to base my strategy on him. If he puts on wets, yeah, okay. So now Russell can come in and put on wets. Grosjean can go. The wets are going to give me 3 to 6. Track's getting wet. At 50%, his hard tires are going to go off the rails. His wet driver might have a hard time passing. Nope, he got around. So you notice that the driver is starting to make passes in the passing zone now. And I'm using Russell, who's not that great, but he's actually making the moves where he's supposed to. So if you want to know what the difference between 14th and 18th and 17th and 23rd is, it's a 1 pit stop. Having that understanding of when the tires are going to fall off on the rain, that really helps. A lot of guys struggle with that, and with tires that could go another lap, they'll pit early and then put wet tires on, and the track's not wet yet, and then the tires just make you struggle. So if you're new to the game, that's a huge hint, is just knowing that your slicks will be good until 50%, and your wets won't hook up until 50%, and then when the track is wet, your wets will be good until 50%, and then your slicks won't work until less than 50%. I wish it would stop showing me this. I wish I could click, do not show this anymore. I shouldn't have to look at that after every race. Okay, I have 39. Let's see what we got. 54. 54. 54. You see what I mean? It's like, this might be a good part, but based on when you get it, there's certain parts that you're just never going to use. Oh, I already looked at that. Eventually, when you get enough money, they did give me 2 geckos. Be +1 -6. Well, -6 even, +1 even. I think I'll lose some time on a pit stop. Maybe then if I could upgrade that twice. This is the reason why they took your coins away. And all you guys that rushed out and used your CC points, long term, you guys are going to struggle. Because if you did not use your CC points and you grind, this is why I'm thinking of starting back my other account and just grinding through. Because once you grind through and you get to the point where you have all of your drivers filled up, and you, like, if you want to use Verstappen, you got him to level 4 or whatever, then you'd be able to use your CC points to top him off. But to all you guys that were like, dude, why don't you just use your CC points? This is the reason why. I wanted to understand the game. I also was aware that Hutch likes to release their game and then test them out on the public. So I knew that they would release the game and then eventually they would tweak it to make it actually what this season will be like. I think you guys are noticing the passing is getting a little bit easier. You don't get held up by cars that lap you anymore. You can actually pass them back. What else have I noticed? I can tell you one thing, they're going to tweak the tires. Because if everyone is using hards and nobody's using softs except for the upper levels, they're going to have to do something to bring the soft tires into play. Last year, the soft tires were the killer tires, and the hards were like underpowered, and then they just nerfed the softs and gave the hards more durability and more quickness, more speed on the track. So this game will change during the season. Just know that. And I think you're going to find that those CC points are going to come into play later. They'll be better off later used than earlier. So actually what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this account like this. And then I'm going to bring back my legendary account and start playing that one. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to make many videos of that one because I'm not going to use the CC points. So I'm going to be grinding just like I did in this one. And I don't think you guys need to watch that again. But I think I will probably get involved in both accounts. And then I'm going to work to see if the CC points help out later. If they're more helpful later than earlier. But by then, it's really not going to be much of a help to you guys because you're already going to have decided. But I don't know. I guess we got to start prepping for season 2021, which is going to be crazy because all the drivers are going to switch around again. It looks like Valtteri Bottas might go to Red Bull, which is weird because then that leaves a seat open at Mercedes. And if Ricciardo does good in a McLaren this year, Mercedes might pick him up. Everyone else, I think, that would be worth it is taken. Well, I mean, if Red Bull picks up Bottas, and they're going to have a driver available. So they might drop Albon. Either that or they're going to put Albon back down to the AlphaTauri. And then wind up dropping Giovinazzi. Maybe that's what the plan is. Vettel's leaving Ferrari too. I don't know who Ferrari would pick up. I don't know, I guess ideally for Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton will leave as well. I thought Lewis Hamilton was going to go to I thought Lewis Hamilton was going to go to, no, not Haas, not Racing Point. I forget who they said Lewis Hamilton was going to go to. They're saying Ferrari, but I don't think Ferrari would take Lewis Hamilton. Anyway, I'm sidetracked. So somebody asked me when you should move up. You can move up whenever you want. I'm not telling you guys to just stay down. But me personally, I would rather do well against the field. I'm more worried about doing well against the field than I am about winning the coins. The reason why is these are still the most valuable things in the game, of these race crates. The quicker you can open these up, the quicker you're gonna move up, because again, that's an immediate crate. You don't have to wait the time, like 8 hours or whatever, for that one to open. Oh shoot, I got coins I can collect. I'll be back.